Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Misadventures of Hyrule. However, today is a little different. Let's turn back the clock a couple months. The party has just met in Hateno. They've made their pact with Vati to meet with King Rome and have already been on their way to Hyrule. But at this point in time, we'll be shifting our attention to a small village in central Hyrule, just south of Satori Mountain. Well, maybe not their village, but a young man from this village. And this is where we begin the Legend of Umbra. Umbra is a young man from a village much smaller than the others, but who has sought out to learn more about the lands around him and maybe bring that information back to help his home. And as he's been traveling on, it's been a couple days since you've left home. Things, for the most part, have gone relatively well. You've managed to hunt, you've managed to take a few kills and be able to feed. But as you're wandering closer into Hyrule Field, you hear a commotion and you hear hissing. Do you wish to investigate?
I would like to, yes.
Alrighty. That is not the right one. I am not lifting that up. Whoops. There we go. As you come in, you hear the sound of what you would imagine is a young girl. And a sound that you've heard, a sound similar to hissing and snapping. And the sound of a few adult men. And it sounds like they're giving chase. If you would, go ahead and put your token down here.
It actually hasn't changed on my end of
Oh,
maps.
that would probably because my your DM decided he was going to forget to move you over.
It
Terribly sorry.
happens, it happens. Alright, so where do you need me?
You will be down here.
If it shows me, because it's being mean. Everything is a nightmare today.
That's the
At
throne
the
of our
very
luck.
bottom.
Yep.
Yep, that's usually how it goes. Alright. Now it's just a matter of remembering how to add tokens.
You'll click and drag your name onto the spot.
There we go.
And there you go.
Now we're cooking with gas. Alright.
I forgot. I'ma just nudge you over too. Otherwise, you're sitting under a tree. That works.
That works. That works.
But as you come up, you see what looks like. Where are the tokens? No, don't bring up the whole thing. Open up the tab. There we go. You see a young girl in green,
Okay.
and holding her hand, running, is a lizard-like creature. You could almost swear and be damned is a Lizalfos with a lute around its neck.
Okay.
And allow me to actually make this a little bigger so you can get a good idea. Excuse you. So this is the Lizal. This is the creature with her.
Oh, fuck. That's a big motherfucker. God damn.
Oh yeah, I made it bigger. Bigger. So
So I could see it.
yep.
Okay.
And as you see behind, about 5 men giving chase. Whoops.
Oh, lovely.
And you hear one of them call out, stop that lizard.
Hmm. See, but then it's like, uh, I, so
If you would like,
I see,
I would
yeah,
like you to roll me. I would like you to roll me perception.
perception. Okay, I can do that. Gotta remember everything. I just gotta click it, right?
Yep. All right. And as you see the girl and the lizard, what you could assume to be Lizalfos running, it looks like she's running with it.
Okay, not trying to get away.
Nope.
Okay, that's what I had a bad feeling, and I'm like, there's no way. Like, I bet this isn't what I'm thinking it is. All right. See, it's like my sixth sense was like, something's not right here.
So, what would you like to do?
Hmm. I would like to allow them to get past me.
All right. As the two of them continue to make their way, and you've seen Lizalfos before, they're usually about just ahead under typical Hylians.
Yes.
But this Lizalfos that you see has the posture of a Hylian, and it stands straight up. Like, this thing looks like it's a good bit taller than normal Hylians.
Okay.
And since you let them pass, the band keeps moving forward. Out of the way!
What's your need to go and go chasing them anyway?
That lizard abducted that girl!
And I slightly look back at the girl and I ask, "Is this true?"
And before she can answer, the Lizalfos sticks its hand, stands in front of her with a weapon drawn like it's protecting her.
I see. And he nods because, like, it's kind of like an understanding. So you two are traveling together.
Yes, Sis is my friend. These bandits were hoping to try and get the book I have.
Hmm. And I look back at the bandits kind of carefully. Are you sure you want to do this?
Are you really gonna believe some kid that just got nabbed by a monster? It could have brainwashed
Um,
her for all you know.
that's not what they do. I'm sure of that. I suggest you keep walking in the opposite direction.
Your funeral, kid. We tried to make this easy. And I forgot to clear up turn order from last time. Whoopsie.
That happened last time too.
Yeah, I gotta remember to start doing that. And with
Take it
that,
I'm rolling for initiative.
you are rolling for initiative.
Let's fucking go.
Okay. Now do me do me a flavor. A favor. Wow, I am not on my game today.
You're all right, man. You're all right. You had to go to work. It's okay.
I would like you to. Oh wow.
Oh shit. Well,
I would like you, if you would, to click your token and then roll initiative again, and then I'll correct it to what you had the first time.
okay. I got to remember everything. It's been so long.
And
So, okay, because you need it under Umbra's name, not mine, right?
it'll just put Umbra's token in the
Okay, okay.
turn order, and then I will use you for the initiative.
And then I get a 24.
Holy crap! What is the
I have
initiative
a
rolls?
Let's say I have a +5 in initiative.
I'm gonna actually make this a 19, because I don't have a. There we go. Make it a little easier and take the guesswork out.
Fine by me.
So, and descending. All right, Umbra. They're on the attack. What do you do?
Let's do it. I will draw my bow.
All right. So, which one are you aiming for?
I think I want to make sure I do this right because if I go for the one in front of me, it's going to be kind of I think there's like a disadvantage because he's so close.
Nope. That is because that would only count if he was 5 feet from you.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
As it
So
stands,
I'm going.
he is 20 feet from you.
Okay, I will go after this one here, and I will fire with my longbow at him. So I gotta click the longbow, right?
Yep. Just click the
Okay,
longbow and
there we go.
all right. And if you click longbow, that'll roll your damage because that very clearly hits. Nope.
Holy shit!
No, 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 no. So
I didn't think so.
right where it says longbow, right where you rolled it,
Yeah,
like you can click that, and oh god. Okay.
I see.
You know what? I may have clicked as an example, but I'll take that one. You dropped the
All
first
right,
dude,
I'm not fucking around, man.
and the bandit.
Oh, I just realized also I do have a favored foe, and these ones are humanoid.
Yep. So you get an added bonus.
Yes, because I gotta
Uh,
remember. Yeah.
yep.
Plus, yep.
And you are a level 5, so it's a +2 to everything. All right.
Yep.
I forget. Do you have a second attack or not?
Uh, let me check. I do have an extra attack. Yes,
So yeah, you're able to make a extra shot.
let's fucking do it.
Gotta roll the attack roll again.
Right, 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 right. Uh,
That does hit. And now, and the little purple box that says longbow, just go ahead and click that.
okay. Hang on. Are you using the tablet
Tablet. Oh
or are I have the Roll20 tablet set up, and it doesn't have a advantage, right?
no.
Okay, there we go.
Yep, that is. Oh wait, I get it. You're using the app, aren't you?
Yes.
That's why. Okay. So I
Was it
will.
confusing? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was wondering what was going on. So longbow.
Yeah.
It came out as a 9 either way.
Yeah, but I can use either or. It doesn't bother me any.
Yeah. Roll 20. The site actually. Can you actually see the map?
Yes, I can see. I'm on my computer, so don't worry about that.
Okay. So yeah, that was the other thing. Nope,
Okay.
we're good. So if it helps you, yeah, the little bow right where the little bow where bow. Christ, Cody. The box where it has the two damage rolls, like where it had the 15 and the 25 to begin with.
Yeah.
That little box on it that says longbow. If you click that, that rolls your damage. Wow.
Holy shit!
Okay.
Umbra's not playing around. Goddamn.
So
Holy shit.
the first one you got in his heart. You watched him drop like a sack of potatoes. The second shot, You watch it dig right into his forehead. Like, that went right between his eyes, and he immediately just drops.
All right, I will look at the last three. Are you sure you want to keep moving?
There's one, the one in the back isn't sure if he wants to, but the other two
I
are
was about
just,
to say, do you mind if I use intimidation since I just dropped two of their buddies?
let's roll with it. Go ahead and roll me intimidation. My apologies, my friend, but they are not ready to back out.
All right. Hey, it's their funeral, not mine.
Alrighty, it's the bandit's turn. And you guys move 30 feet, right? Yep. As this one manages to make his way up, and he takes a swing at you. I am assuming a 20 hits.
Yes, I have 16 armor class.
You are hit for 2 damage.
A whole 2 damage. Okay,
And the other two, you see them draw crossbows and both fire.
of course.
So an 18 and a 16, or an 18 and a 20, so those both hit for 7 and 9.
Okay. 27. That's not too bad.
And now it's Siz's turn. What did I make? All right. You watch as Sizz like darts up,
Makes sense.
and because he's, mind you, he's not happy these people have been chasing his friend down, him and his friend.
Yeah.
And you watch as he leans back and exhales, and you see a burst of I'm not even going to roll the dex on that because you just watched Sizz literally torch this dude to cinders and flame.
That. Yep, that's fair. That's fair. He deserved it. Going after a little girl.
And that was just immediate death. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. That one actually held the fucking turn initiative. Fuck.
Of
Okay.
course that was the one with the turn initiative.
Damn it. Okay, let's make that a
Oops,
20 again.
let's say, did I? Okay, that was you.
That was me. I gotta remember next time I do that, move him to the GM layer so he don't just. No, come on.
Ah, I should have used my trained fighter because I have Henox Feller because when he hit me, I could have hit him back.
That's something to keep in mind for next time.
Yep, it's something to keep in mind.
And with that,
Oop, I didn't mean to click that.
that's fine. And with that, Umbra, it's your turn.
All right, so he's too close, so I'm going to prepare my short sword. Um,
Okay. Weird thing with just the way the. And I'll give you that one. But it's just a
okay,
weird thing with this. So, item interaction is technically an action.
fair.
So in this case, it would be if for you to put your for you to stop using your bow and move to your short sword. Mechanically, the way you could do that in one turn is you literally dropping your bow and then attacking with your sword.
I'm okay with that. That's actually what I was thinking was just dropping the bow and drawing my sword.
All right,
I'd
and
like
with
to toss the bow behind me, so that way, if the girl needs something, there's something back there for her to use.
yep, and with that, that is a 6, so that very much hits.
And with my ability for the extra attack, I can swing again, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
He's still standing, but by God, he's bleeding pretty bad.
That's what it gets.
And mind you, the bandit in front of you, he's you know what? You know what? Da, 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 da. Let's see if you're smart enough to actually know what to do. Nope, you're dumb.
Yeah, that's where that was my throw. One was my intelligence. He's a little dumb. I love him though.
He's a little dumb. I just closed that entire stat sheet. Whoops. So he is going to take a swing.
A 13 does not hit.
And yeah, no, he's in a rough enough shape. He can't even really hold himself up right enough, properly to actually attack you at this point. By the
All
way, it
right. Do
seems.
you let's say can I use my Henox feller since he okay, it's no, because he's like a medium. It has to be a large or larger creature within 5 feet of me.
All right. The other one, the other bandit, he just saw his buddy get torched and turned into a crisp. He got turned into charcoal. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And his other buddy he's about dead. So this dude, you hear him just yell, "Fuck this! The girl ain't worth it," and he is darting back the other direction.
Choice. Good choice.
But it's Siz's turn.
He ain't getting nowhere. Sis is after that ass.
Yep, he's not too keen on these guys getting away,
I understand. I understand.
and immediately chases behind. And you watch as Sizz literally runs him through as his body falls, just jams his sword into the ground with the corpse sticking out of it.
Understandable.
So that.
That was the one with the roll.
Yup. Oh crap! Right. Okay.
He went after me in the initiative.
Can I click the right things here, Cody? Okay, you come back to the token layer. Token layer. You get
We'll just put
marked.
an X over him.
Yes, you're dead. And Umbra, it's your turn again.
All right. Clearly, this guy's not interested in talking, so I'm just going to strike him again.
That's a miss.
Okay, and I will use my extra attack to try again.
And that's a hit. And with that, you sever this man's head from his shoulders. And the bandits are no more.
What trouble that was. And I'll wait for Sis to come back to talk to the girl. So that way he knows I'm not going to do anything that would upset him in any way.
As he makes his way back, the blood and you see him rip the sword out of the ground and out of the corpse. As it's walking back, and you watch the blood dripping from its blade as it walks towards you. Not 100% sure what to make of you, but you helped, so he's willing to be civil.
Yeah, I will put my blades away and put my hands up basically to inform, like, I'm not going to do anything to the girl. I would much rather, like, not fight you too.
Si- Says nods, and all you hear coming from him is hissing and snapping. But it comes out in a pattern that you can realize he's actually speaking a different language to you.
Okay.
As the young girl walks up, he's trying to say thank you for helping us.
And I will pick up my bow and stuff from behind me to, put it back to where it was, and I'll turn to the girl. It was really nothing. Looking at them, they already looked like they were going to start causing trouble.
We didn't expect to encounter bandits. Hyrule's had so much trouble with the monsters here lately, we didn't think anyone would try.
How long have the two of you known each other?
Sis is an old friend of mine. He's been with me for about as long as I can remember.
I see. Well, I can definitely say you have a good friend. And I'll kind of look at Sis.
And mind you, like, when you look at him, he's unlike, again, he's, to drive home the fact, he's very different from any Lizalfos you've seen before. None of the
Yeah.
Lizalfos you've killed before wear clothes or even use instruments. And yet
Yeah.
he's got armor, he's got swords, and is actually properly trained as a fighter.
I must say, I've seen many Lizalfo. Your friend here is really different.
Yeah, we get that a lot. As you see the girl pull out a book for a second and flip through its pages for a moment. Um, Forgive me for asking, would your name happen to be Umbra?
And I just kind of paused because I wasn't expecting that before I'd nod. Yes, that's my name.
At least I have a name to go with the face. Thank you again for helping us.
It's quite all right.
My friend
Well,
Sis is. Whoop, go ahead.
from the looks of it, it seemed you were trying to find me.
Well, not quite, but I like having the name of the people I talk to.
Hmm. So your book records that.
Not quite. And I want you to roll me perception again.
Perception?
Yep.
Okay.
You see it. On the cover of the book, the entire book itself is a plain, leather bound, brown book. But the one thing that catches your eye is almost an embossed golden image of one of the Triforce triangles on the book.
Seems you have quite a special book there then.
It's a bit of an artifact. Tho-
A good
those
one at that.
those bandits wanted it, and I don't even know how they found out about it.
Judging by its cover, I can see why they would want it. It's one of the Triforce, isn't it?
Um, well, it's marked with the picture of one, yes, but the tri
Hmm.
no nobody's seen the Triforce in a long time. At least not that
That's
I'm
what my
aware of.
people have heard too. Well, either way, it's a pretty impressive artifact to keep on you.
Thank you. Um, so what brings you out here, Umbra?
Merely traveling. Uh, I have left my village for a spell to start learning and understanding other things. I've been with with my people for so long. I need to learn other things so that I can help them.
I'd say your village and your family have a good one in you.
Thank you.
If I may offer a little advice, though, on the coming road.
I'll
Be
take any advice that I can get.
be aware going north. There seems to be a bandit encampment, though I don't know if they're still alive or not.
Hmm.
Because it sounded like they began fighting with a band of moblins.
Well, that sounds like trouble, but I'll keep an eye up ahead.
I'm glad. Sis and I are actually getting ready to make our way towards Kakariko.
Is that so?
And mind you, comparative to where you are, you were fully aware that that is well on the other side of Hyrule.
How long have you been traveling for?
Uh, I guess Sis and I have been traveling together for about a year now.
Well, you still have quite a long ways to Kakariko Village.
Uh, Mind you, I do want to bring up you are fully aware of the fact that by the distance of Hyrule, it should not take somebody a full year to travel from where they are to um Kakariko.
Yeah.
But
So, I tilt my head slightly out of curiosity. You said you've been traveling for a year. Have you been trying to get to Kakariko Village for that long?
no, Sis and I have kind of just been traveling all over Hyrule.
Hmm.
It's
If you
always
don't mind my,
it's always fun to see new things.
I have to agree, considering my traveling. Hmm.
But
Well,
go ahead.
I suppose your next location on your way to Kakariko Village would be somewhere around Central Hyrule. Yes?
Hmm. Though we tend to try and stay away from more populated areas. Most Hylians aren't exactly thrilled to see Sis, despite his pleasant demeanor.
I understand that. I won't lie, I was a little nervous at first, but judging by the way you two were running together, I understood.
Thank you for understanding.
Hmm. It's quite unusual, I'll have to say that, but I'm glad that you found a friend.
Um,
Though I may not understand him, of course.
and at this point, if you look at him, you see him actually just kind of give you a surprisingly warm smile for Lizalfos. Like any form of
Yeah,
hostility he could have had is gone.
yeah, he makes the note on that immediately because it's like, okay, this kid isn't that bad. Basically, like, all right, you're not that bad. You actually seem pretty nice. So,
Though, if I also may make mention as to why we keep away from more populated areas, are you familiar with the Saurians?
the Saurians.
And with that, I want you to roll me a history check.
Okay. So uh I don't have a proficiency in history. So
That's
when I do with the improvised skills, it gives me a +1 to my bonus to the roll.
all right. So that is a 16. Yeah. Oh, nope. Plus one. So, yep, that is a 15. Okay. Um, so you have heard stories of the Saurians. Um, in the way people paint them, an incredibly brutish and violent tribe in Hyrule. The, like, many people lump them in with the monsters for how savage they are. But they are a native species to Hyrule.
The Saurians aren't what I would consider friendly. They can be quite dangerous, even as dangerous as some of the monsters that have been showing up lately.
You're right. and many actually tend to mistake Sis for one of them. And
Is
within some of the stories you've heard, you had even heard of a young girl having been eaten alive by one of them.
Yeah, the thought kind of makes him like he thinks about it, and remembering that he kind of looks a little nervous. I would say you and Sis should stay away from that area, if at all possible during your travels.
Oh, thankfully, I don't think we have much to worry about there. They're typically from the Elden Caves up by Death Mountain.
Yeah, before my people settled where we are now, we used to have a couple of situations with them. We had to be really careful traveling through that area, according to my parents.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Still, it did give me quite a lot of good information. And if it helps you on your journey, then that's just as much better.
Thank you.
It's not a problem. But yeah, you and Sid should stay away from that area, mostly for your own safety.
You too.
Of course. If I can prevent it, I would much rather not go that way anyway.
Well, Death Mountain isn't usually all bad. As long as you stay away from the caves, Goron City's a rather nice place. The Gorons themselves are rather friendly.
I've heard about that actually. I might have to make a trip that way.
But thank you again. Sis and I shouldn't eat up any more of your time.
Quite all right. But as I said, just be careful. And I'll offer my hand to Sis as well.
He stops for a second, looks at your hand, and then back at you. And instead of grabbing your hand, he grabs the upper part of your forearm and shakes.
And yeah, immediately that he understands. So he kind of holds on to Sis's forearm to reciprocate.
Almost like instead of rather than a greeting, it's a full on brother of arms kind of.
Yeah, which yeah, he immediately understands that because it's probably something that his village does as well. So it's like, okay, I understand this.
But as the two say their thank yous and they begin making their way. Oh, I almost forgot. I never gave you my name. I'm Farah.
Farah, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. But
Yeah,
but yes, uh, we ought to be going. We do have quite a trip ahead of us.
be safe.
You too. Take care. And as the two wave and make their way off, and as they go, you see them just slowly fade off into the horizon. But from where you're standing, Central Hyrule, or the road to it, is up north. Do you wish to continue?
Yes.
Alrighty. As you travel on, you come to a crossroads,
Ah, the famous crossroads.
and you can put your token down here for me if you'd like.
All right.
Alrighty. Oh, okay, I just had to make sure that was centered.
You're good. You're good. I thought I had to look too.
And before I forget, because I'm going to at some point, clear turn order. There we go.
I understand.
Uh, as you're making your way along to the crossroad, you hear an individual mumbling to himself. And where are you? And it's just a man sitting on a rock, just kind of mumbling to himself with a book in his hand, a regular book in his hand, or
Okay.
not even a book, more a map, almost just trying to figure out where he is.
Which direction he wants to go or where he is.
Yep. Now I could swear it was here. Oy. Well, maybe I did get my directions off. So Hateno is here. How did I end up by Satori Mountain?
Uh, hello?
Hmm? Oh, hi. Sorry. And as you look at this man, his garb, you're familiar with the clothes of even typical Hylians, but his garb is very different from the traditional, very foreign to Hyrule almost. And as you see a man with long black hair, and his hair is tipped with blue. Uh, yeah, sorry. I wasn't talking too loud, was I?
No, not at all. I happened to start hearing you as I got closer. Seems you're a bit lost.
A little bit. Uh, First time in Hyrule in a long time, and I don't quite remember my way around.
What are you looking for? Maybe I can be of assistance.
Uh, Truthfully, I was hoping to find Hyrule City. I was hoping to do a little bit of research out there.
Hyrule City.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Then I would say that you'd need to go closer to the east. That'll take you towards Hensville and the Hyrule Fields.
Ah, that's where I went wrong. Okay. Ah, thank you. Thank you.
You're quite all right.
So,
I suppose it settles considering I'm from an old traveling settlement.
where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, nobody's ever asked me that before. Uh, I'm from Zanadia. That's my village.
Zanadia. Zanadia. I don't remember that name.
Well, we used to be travelers. Our settlement was always moving, but recently we've settled down to making a village.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Well, thank you, and maybe I'll check out Zanadia at some point. Always nice to
I'm
see
sh-
new locations.
I'm sure the people will welcome you with open arms. Just be safe.
I wouldn't worry too much about me. And the instant you see him try and hop off the rock, you almost see him trip and just go face first into the dirt.
Are
Yeah,
you okay?
I, I, I'm fine. I bleh, meant to do that as he picks himself up and just starts brushing off his jacket. Ugh, when was the last time I did that? Ugh. Uh, Forgive me. Before I ask your name, it'd be rude to ask first. Um, My name is Coma. Pleasure to meet you.
Coma. You can call me Umbra.
And you see him pause for a second at hearing your name. I don't think I've heard that name in a. Ah, sorry. Don't mind me. It's nice to meet you, Umbra.
Yeah, he sort of tilts his head, but he's not sure. But he just leaves it alone after that. Because it's one of those, okay, that was kind of weird, but then he shrugs it off after.
If you don't mind me asking, where are you heading off to?
Uh, I don't have a particular location set for myself. It's more like simple traveling. I want
Ah,
to understand places so I can bring the information back home.
now that's a reason to travel I can get behind. I wish you well in your travels then.
Thank you.
Say, odd question, but do you have any rupees on you?
Rupees. Uh, yeah, he goes to check his pack. Pretty sure I do. I have to go back to my sheet to make sure I know how much I have.
And remember, rupees are a 1-to-1 for gold. So,
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I don't think we put that in my stuff. Oh no.
no, we didn't really have any. If we did, it was like 5.
Uh, Time to check my Google Docs because I'm pretty sure I put it in there. I knew there was a reason I had that. Yes, I had a belt pouch containing 80 rupees.
80. Okay.
I thought I did, and you said it's equal to gold?
Yeah.
Okay. How many do you need?
Oh, I don't need any. I was actually more just making conversation, I guess? But,
I have 80 rupees.
hmm, that might not get you much of anywhere if you get to any of the other villages. Tell you what, as you see him reach into his pocket, and he tosses out, and he picks up a bag that, pulls a bag out of his pocket that's about the size of his palm, and he tosses it to you.
Can I try to catch it? Can I just catch it?
Roll me a acrobatics.
Acrobatics?
Yep. And as you go to catch it, it bounces a little bit, but before it drops, you manage to get a good grip on it.
And I kind of look surprised because, I wasn't expecting it, for one. And two, I'm also surprised that I even managed to catch it after it fell.
And as you hold this in your hand, mind you, it's roughly about what you would consider the size of your bag, but it feels a good bit heavier.
Are you sure about this? You really don't have to.
Ah, it's fine. There should be about 1,000 in there. That'll help you whenever you get to another town.
A thousand? Um, I'm thankful.
Consider that payment for the directions.
Thank you. And I'll quickly bow my head respectfully because it's like, oh my god, what did I do? It just gave directions. Wait a minute.
As you see him, after you bow and you raise your head, he takes just a couple steps towards you and stands beside you, and he sets his hand on your shoulder, his right hand on your left shoulder as he's getting ready to walk past. Honestly, money don't have much of a value to me, so not like I need it.
Uh, Thank you then.
Well, take care, take care, Umbra. Maybe we'll meet again someday.
I hope so.
And
Take care of yourself.
as he walks past, as he walks past you, You hear his footsteps and then silence.
And I sort of like look in the direction that he went.
And the instant he left your sight, and as you turn around, he's gone.
I am meeting a lot of unusual people today. Uh, but I don't have time to stop and think about this. I need to keep moving.
And where are we? And so, your adventure takes you forward. So, Umbra, which direction would you like to go? You have two roads ahead of you.
Yeah, that's what I'm like trying to figure out. Hmm.
Mind you, you
I
haven't
could.
you haven't encountered the Bokoblin encampment you were told about.
I was just told that it was up ahead.
Hmm.
Hmm. So I have to either go left or right.
You know what's up
There is no
ahead.
in between.
I mean,
Okay, so if I go,
you know what's up ahead, but you don't know what's to your left.
uh,
It could be peaceful, or it could be something worse.
mm,
But
that's what
it,
I was afraid of.
but you do know up ahead. You were also told it looked like a band of bandits were also at war currently with the Bokoblin encampment.
Yeah. So it's like get in the middle of all that bullshit, or see what's in the other direction and try not to get caught with any other bullshit. You know what? I'm gonna go left.
All right. As you venture on, you see. I don't have a map for that. I don't have a map for that. Well, shoot. Okay, theater of the
I
mind
guess
it
I'm going
is.
straight then.
Well, nah, we could always do theater of the mind.
Okay.
So, as you take the left path and you begin walking down the road, in the distance you see almost a not it's not a cottage. It's large. It's larger, but it's not large enough to be an inn. And you see on top of the building a sign that reads Talon Trotters.
Alrighty then. I sort of examine the sign out of curiosity.
And from the way it looks, and you see Rito fly off and coming back. And
Yeah.
some of them look like they're in a big hurry, and some of them just are just heading out on their adventures. But many of them have that are leaving, you see, all have mailbags.
Ah, I see. Okay. I would, in fact, like to get a closer look at this place, because now my interest is piqued.
All right. As you as you make your way to the building, you see a young Hylian with them, just kind of directing some of the Rito where to go, and uh, where to go, where to move things, and what needs to be pushed out. And you hear, "Where'd Arnold go? Seriously, he was our top reporter, and he's just gone." A- And all the other Rito that are talking to this Hylian, they all look confused. They have no clue where he went.
Oh no.
How hard is it for you guys? You guys literally have eyes all over Hyrule as you fly. How is it hard? How is it so hard for you guys to keep track of one Hylian? And you all hear them blurt out, "It's not our job to keep track of him." Okay, fine, fair. Sorry, it's uh the
It,
the sages are or the tribe leaders are gathering at Hyrule Castle, and I was hoping to have him go and investigate. But one of you guys will have to do it, please. And you see an almost toucan like Rito in the back salute and just immediately runs off, grabs his bag, and takes off. And you see him fly for everything he's worth.
oh dear. Yeah, that immediately makes him wonder because, the tribes are getting together. And he like wonders if his uncle was going as well. But
So,
he doesn't say anything.
but as you think about it, the reference they're making to the tribes getting together, you realize it's the leaders of the Rito, Zora, Goron, Gerudo, and Hylians. Because the they're in Hyrule. Obviously there is the king, King Rome. And while each tribe does rule their own specific area, they all still work with and arguably under King Rome, allowing for the ecosystem that is Hyrule to societally continue.
Yeah.
So so at Hyrule Castle will be the leaders of the Rito tribe, the Gerudo, the Goron, the Sheikah, and the Zora.
Okay. So of course, there's that brief wondering like what's going on that they're all getting together like that.
Yep. So, upon hearing this, what do you do?
Mm, I kind of want to approach the other Hylian out of curiosity. Excuse me?
Hmm? Uh, what is? Oh, you're not one of the Rito. Hi. Can I help you?
I apologize. I overheard you saying that the tribes folk were getting together at the castle.
Oh, yeah. The annual meeting between the tribes is the annual tribe summit's happening soon, and was hoping to get one of my boys out there to figure out what they'll be talking about.
So you don't know either.
No, but to be fair,
Hmm.
them getting together is a yearly occurrence, so
I suppose my tribe hasn't exactly been paying attention to that. It's good to know that they get together and talk about things, though.
if they didn't, if you want my honest opinion, all hell would break loose among the five tribes.
I'd have to agree. It seems that you work rather hard here.
And mind you, this Hylian's female. I forgot to mention that. My bad.
You're fine, you're fine.
She kind of sits and stares at you for a second. Do you not know who we are?
Honestly, no. I suppose I stay in my own little bubble when it came to being in my village.
There is a village that does not know who we are. Mox! And you see a large, almost owl-like Rito. Yes, ma'am. Uh, Forgive me. Sir, where is your village?
My village?
Yes.
Now he just seems a little embarrassed because it's like, oh no, all eyes are on me. This is weird. So he kind of pulls his scarf up a little bit because he's shy now. Uh, we
Uh,
live near the Satori Mountains.
Sato- there's a village out in Satori. And she immediately turns to Mox. How do you guys not have newspapers going out there? Every corner of Hyrule is supposed to know what's going on. Well, we didn't know there was a village out there, ma'am. And you see her smack him with a newspaper. Move it! Yes,
He
ma'am.
just kind of cringes when that happens because, like, ooh. And he kind of mouths a sorry to the guy because it's like, ooh. Did not mean for that to happen.
And after getting whacked with the newspaper, he's off trying to get stuff together to try and get business to go out to your village.
Yeah.
Oy, sorry about that, but thank you.
Uh,
Um, to explain who we are, and she straightens up almost like she's proud of it. We are the Hyrule Talon Trotters newspaper, the essential source of news and information within Hyrule.
that sounds like a really busy job.
It can be, though there's not a bit of information or rumors that escape our ears.
That's good to hear.
Except for Arnold. That that guy just kind of disappears. I know he's freelance, but man, I have trouble keeping a leash on him.
Some people are like that. I know my brother is. He'll disappear and I can't find him sometimes.
Though I won't lie, there's no second guessing Arnold's work. But so what brings you here?
Uh, well, I was merely traveling, to be honest. It just
Ah,
so happened that I heard about you.
an adventurer. So who told you about us? Come on, I gotta know.
See, the thing is that nobody's told me about you yet.
And she has like the most dumbfounded look on her face. I'm sorry?
Yeah, he kind of awkwardly nods. I haven't heard anything before.
And it's at this point, like that faded, almost defeated, huddled in a corner look that people have in anime?
Yeah,
That's almost the exact look she has at the moment.
he kind of feels bad immediately.
No. If there's somebody that hasn't told you about us, or you didn't know about us before, that just means we need to work harder.
Try not to overdo it still, though. I wouldn't want you to, you know, do too much.
We'll make it. There's nothing we can't. As she just immediately falls, like, and gets ready to pass out.
Yeah. Can I try to catch her?
Go for it. That is an
Do
athletics.
okay.
Or no, that's acrobatics. My bad.
Acrobatics? Okay.
You catch her. If it were any more, she'd have hit the floor.
And I sort of look around to where the other like Rito and stuff are,
And one of
and
them
I yeah.
and one of them notices you're looking. They see who you're holding. He stops, whistles, and you see all of these Rito stop and immediately look at you.
She just fainted. Could I get help, please?
And you you immediately see one of the other Rito walk over. Or yeah, it's just a much older Rito actually. Walking over, I'll take her off your hands.
Thank you.
As you see
Seems
him,
like she's overworking herself.
that's nothing new. Brad always gets herself in a knot. I knew I shouldn't have let her take over, but I had to retire. And this older Rito, he's a little more muscularly built, and he's got almost like a, how do I want to describe this? Not rainbow, but a much more colorful, like red vibrant color to him.
Okay.
Think like kind of like a cardinal.
Yeah.
Uh, Forgive me. My name's Toma.
Umbra. It's a pleasure to meet you, Toma.
Pleasure to meet you too. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry about Sarah here. She gets herself worked in a tiff. As you see him walk over and actually set her in a bed that is down on the first floor.
I understand. My brother's the same way. Sometimes I worry about him.
Sounds like your brother's a handful too.
Well, I mean, being twins, you'd think we both would be, but I'm sort of the cautious one.
And I'm sure he needs that caution from you every chance he gets.
If it's not me, it's my sister. So, even with me out here, I know he's taken care of.
It's good to hear. And you see him stop and turn for a second and whistles to get all the other Ritos' attention. And again, they after she was taken care of, they all went back into their huff. But the instant he whistles, instead of just stopping like the other did, you see them all stop and immediately go into like almost standing salute.
Yeah, and he watches because, that's curious. Like, interesting. It was a whole different thing with the Hylian.
And instead of giving verbal commands, you hear him make a series of whistles, and they all start actually, like, almost in an organized fashion, begin cleaning everything and just kind of reorganizing absolutely everything so it's no longer a mess.
Wow.
And once they have all this, all of it cleaned up, they all go back to what they were doing at a more relaxed pace.
Well, they certainly listened to you quite well.
I've been at this job for a long time, kid. Though I
It
guess
doesn't seem like they show her the same respect, though.
oh, they do. But Sarah tends to be a little more erratic,
I see.
always having to
Oh,
always having to beat everybody to the story. And unfortunately, she works herself to death because of it.
I always respect a person that's really good at their job, but if you overdo it, how are you going to continue what you're doing now?
Glad to see some glad to see some of you youngins actually get it. But
I
it
certainly try.
so I'm sure you didn't come here to watch a bunch of old birds just flock around.
It's mostly curiosity that brought me this way.
Well, if you keep following this way, you'll end up making your way to Rito Village.
Is that so?
Not many Hylians go out that way, only because of how cold it gets.
Ah, I don't know if I'm prepared for such a trip.
If you want my honest opinion, kid, going back to Central, you could probably head out to Hyrule City and acquire warmer gear if you're heading up the mountain.
That might be my best option.
Be-
Thank you for this information.
no problem, because I don't see someone like you in armor and light clothing trying to trek up a snow-filled mountain.
Yeah, I'd rather not freeze.
By the
Yeah,
way,
I respectfully bow to him, like in thanks for the information for that.
don't see many Hylians like you bow like that anymore. That's definitely an odd one.
It's ingrained in our families.
If you don't mind me asking, since you're traveling, clearly, occur any oddities while you were out?
Any oddities?
Be it
Well,
surge and monsters, new encampments popping up, things we could warn travelers and adventurers about.
well, I did hear that there's a group of bandits and well, goblins attacking each other right now in the opposite direction.
And you hear a big sigh from him. Well, with any luck, maybe they'll wipe each other out.
That's a possibility.
But
Oh,
think,
I also saw a little girl with Lizolfo.
is
They
she
were
okay?
working together.
And you see him pause, like hard pause. Excuse me?
That's what I thought when I first saw them. They were being chased by a group of bandits, but they were certainly working together.
Uh,
The Zolfo seemed rather protective of the little girl.
Kid, not to say I don't believe you, but you realize how crazy this sounds.
Trust me, I thought it was crazy too. But he was really protective of her, and I don't know why. I've never seen a creature act that way before.
Hmm. That's definitely. Well, they do say truth is stranger than fiction, so maybe I'll see if I can get one of the boys to find him. At least get the story on that.
Hmm.
Anything else, if you don't mind?
Hmm. The last thing I saw was just an unusual man trying to find his way through. But that's about all I know.
Well,
He didn't seem like he was from this area, but he was kind and a little lost, so I helped him.
sounds like he ran into a good soul then.
I've always been taught to be kind to others.
Well,
Where I'm from, we used to have to rely on others often, so we try to put the good in a lot of things.
if I heard correctly, you said you're from the base of Satori, right?
Yes, Zanadia is my village.
Zanadia. Hmm. That's that new village that sprung up not too long ago, correct?
Yes, we used to be a traveling village, in a way.
Ah, okay, so you're the ones that started up down there.
Yes,
Hmm. All right. Maybe it'll be time for me to spread my old wings and go look into this a little bit. I've been over almost every inch of this continent, and it's always nice to see a new village pop up.
my
You,
uncle's the one that runs the village. If you can let him know that Umbra sent you that way, I'm sure you'll get plenty of hospitality.
I'll do just that, kid. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
If you need, feel free to rest here for a little bit before you decide to be on your way.
Thank
Besides,
you.
it looks like the sun's getting ready to go down soon.
I've been told that it's dangerous to travel at night.
It it's getting pretty bad. There have been more and more reports of people being attacked by Stelphos in the dead of night.
I've been hearing the same thing on my travels.
And no offense, kid, but I'd rather not see you join the legions of the undead.
I would much rather not join the legions of the undead, if I'm honest. I think I will take that rest. Thank you.
No problem. And he'll show you to he'll show you to a room that's actually upstairs, away from all the commotion. And when you make it up there, despite the noise and all the ruffling downstairs, when you make it upstairs, it's dead silent.
He
Almost
seems a bit surprised by that.
almost like it's completely soundproofed from downstairs.
Yeah,
Well, in the back we've got a spare room nobody uses. You're more than welcome to stay there for the night.
thank you. I'll do that.
So, okay, quick DM question. I forget. Did he ask if what you were doing out there?
Yes, I believe he did.
Okay.
And he mentioned that he was merely traveling, really.
Okay.
You're good, man.
I had to double check on that cuz like I start
Yeah, I'm
going
pretty
through
sure that's what
information
you
and
asked.
okay. Okay. As he's showing you to your room, one of the others actually come up behind both of you and you hear the Rito begin talking to Toma. Sir, sorry, Since Sarah's passed out, I figured you'd want to hear this. Hmm? What's up? It sounds like there's some kind of monster in Zora's domain. Monster? Uh, Reports have it that it's a small band of monsters at the moment that we've never seen in Hyrule before. They're almost bipedal creatures covered in lightning. Lightning? Bipedal creatures covered in lightning. That Send somebody out to check on that. Uh, Do you know where in Zora's domain it is? Uh, Not offhand, sir. But it sounds like the Zora are currently at war with the creatures. It, Given these creatures are lightning based, the Zora can fend them off, but they can't repel them entirely. Hmm. Get somebody out to investigate. But tell them if they sight anything that resembles the description of the creatures, go nowhere near them. We don't know if they're hostile, and if it's not something native to Hyrule, it can be far more dangerous than we're aware of. Yes, sir. And you see him take off. Ugh, things get better and better.
So it seems.
As I'm sure Sarah has flam- flamingly told you, we are try to pride ourselves as the central hub of information within Hyrule.
It's a good thing to do. Not only does it help us travelers, but it helps the people too.
And it sounds like Zora's domain may have their fair share of trouble, if
Yeah,
the reports are to be believed. But I've never heard of a creature like that.
neither have I.
You want my honest opinion? I think it's somebody pulling a prank. But given the situation and the rise of monsters, doesn't hurt to try. Doesn't hurt to check in.
I agree. Especially with all the unusual things going on. It's another reason why my village decided to settle somewhere.
Probably the smartest choice, honestly. With the rise of monsters, having a being nomadic isn't exactly the safest option.
That's what my uncle thought too. Of course, the elders are a bit upset by it since we've been nomadic since we started, but even they also understand what's going on.
Hmm. So, if you don't mind me asking, Umbra, what is your plan of action afterwards?
Suppose I'll continue my adventure. As I said, I'm seeing other small tribes and other locations to see how they run, to help my village, since we're not used to being stationary.
If you want a good place to go that'll give you every bit of information you need on how villages run, admittedly, Hyrule City may be your best bet. Different shops, different trades, and people that make their living off of information like what you're looking for.
See, then I suppose it's where I'll go next.
And you see one more Rito come up. Sir. What is it? Forgive me. I don't mean to interrupt, sir. Uh, it sounds as though Hateno's having their annual Hero Festival. And they have that every year. I assume somebody's out there to report on it. That's the thing, sir. King Rome usually makes the trip out there for the festival. Apparently, Vati's out there. What? That imp. The little guy. Yes, sir. Apparently, they're deciding that it's too dangerous for King Rome to be leaving Hyrule City. Hmm. Never known Vati to actually go out in places like that. That's a new one. A- And like the look he's got on his face is like genuine curiosity now.
It
So,
seems your interest is piqued on that.
do you know who Vati is, Umbra?
I can't say I recall hearing anything about this.
Well, first a little bit of information for you about Hyrule City. Vati, otherwise known as the Sage of Winds, is the king's right-handed advisor to the kingdom. And as the stories
I can
go, he's got extraordinary magic.
I can see why you're concerned then. I won't lie, my interest is piqued now too. The girl that I met, they were on their way there.
Hmm.
I would assume that they were going for that tournament, but
Festival.
this the festival, yes. But it's unusual if that's the case and the king isn't there.
The populations of the monsters have been skyrocketing by unknown means. And don't get me wrong, we've always had monster problems. But the issue being, if they're starting to rise to the point that King Rome feels it's not safe to leave the city, then why hold the festival?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's too dangerous for him. Why continue the festivities?
But if Vati is going in his place, then I would assume it's very much to keep the king's image with the people. And
Hmm.
admittedly, if the stories about Vati are true, there's probably none better except for the Knights of the Order of Light to be out there. And mind you, this is the first time you're hearing about the Order of Light.
The Order of Light?
Ah, oh, you haven't heard of them before.
No, sir, I haven't.
Well, let's say this. If you ever see one of them fight, you're in for one hell of a show.
Hmm.
The Knights of the Order of Light are the elite of the King's armies. And rumor has it their captain's actually a descendant of the hero from 500 years ago.
Is it a descendant?
Yep.
Hmm.
Mind you, that's all rumor at the moment. We have no way to prove it. And none of the boys have been brave enough to go out and actually attempt to ask him.
I won't lie. That does perk my curiosity even more.
Though, admittedly, I can't say I'm surprised at the boys being nervous. From what I've heard, the captain of the order seems to have garnered a reputation as a monster slayer.
Hmm. And I can see why they're nervous.
From what I've heard, though, he's a good guy. Just not many people are actually willing to stand next to somebody that could lop a Lionel's head off.
And that sounds like somebody that I would respect even more.
But
Maybe I can get information about him for you. Of
honestly, I'd appreciate that.
course. Considering the fact that you're letting me stay here, it's the least I can offer.
Ah, it's no worries. It's late anyway, and I'm not cold-hearted enough to make a traveler go back out there when the monsters are running.
Hmm. Yes.
The only reason we Rito of the Talon Trouters go back and forth even in the dead of night. Kinda hard for most creatures to keep up with us when we can fly.
That is true. But please, just consider this my thanks. If I can get back here with that information, it can help you out too.
I'd very much appreciate that.
Of course.
The Order themselves are stationed in Hyrule City, though members do tend to go here and there on missions. So, with any luck, their captain will still be in the city.
All right. Then I'll try to find him.
Thank you, Umbra. But it's getting late. Go get yourself some rest. Sounds like you're
Thank
gonna
you.
have a sounds like you're gonna have a hell of a journey ahead of you.
So it seems. This gives me a bit of a goal, so I'm looking forward to it.
Keep goals in mind, kid. They'll take you farther than you could ever dream. And with that, we will call the end of this as the episode
All right.
as the first episode of The Legend of Umbra.
I have my own title.